Hi, my name is Alyssa Wheeler, and I have had the opportunity to be a social media intern for Lhasa Health. So, for my learning objectives and goals, my personal goals included feeling greater confidence in my ability to interact with people professionally and enjoying the learning process during this, feeling as much growth within my knowledge as I can, and also getting as much as I can out of this course. And then for my career goals, I wanted to learn how to effectively communicate health information through social media campaigns and overall just have a clear vision of what I want my future career to look like. So, the mission of Lhasa Health is to reduce the diagnosis time for chronic pelvic pain from years to weeks, improving the quality of life for millions of women worldwide. And as part of this company, my responsibilities included content creation, where I used Canva and our brand templates to design simple and informative graphics and videos focusing on women's health conditions such as endometriosis. I also did some educational outreach where I developed engaging content to educate our audience about symptoms, treatment options, and management strategies for endometriosis. And while doing this, I tried to adhere to evidence-based public health principles. And with the Lhasa AI campaign, the Lhasa AI chatbot is our new chatbot that is designed to help people with chronic pelvic pain and endometriosis. And so I was tasked with creating a social media campaign to help raise awareness about it and educate on what it can do as a resource for those who are struggling with endometriosis. And with this, I also aimed to recruit beta users so that we could get it tested. And then I also tried to collaborate with healthcare professionals, advocacy groups, and patients to amplify the reach of our campaign and to advocate for improved awareness, diagnosis, and treatment and education behind endometriosis. So, for the public health concepts that I applied during my internship, I used health communication where I tried to utilize various public health theories, such as the stages of change model and social cognitive theory, to create our social media content. And I really had to understand our audience and target our content to our target audience so that we could cater more to their needs and their education level as well. As far as health education, I had to read a lot of research and aimed to find ways to educate on various women's health topics. I created and implemented campaigns, as I talked about, to show people our chatbot and to educate the public on everything that it can do. And as far as evaluation, I evaluated the effectiveness of our content by looking at various feedback and analytics, and I use that to refine the approach for reaching and educating our target audience. As far as challenges and solution go, I feel like I didn't have a ton of challenges, but here's a couple things I thought of. So to start, time management, I feel like with this being a remote internship, time management was somewhat difficult. So I tried to have a very rigid schedule and prioritize things, write things down, and that seemed to really help. And in addition to that, there was a lack of communication that I feel like there was because of it being a remote job. So I tried to be really open and communicative and ask questions and overall just make sure to clarify things and have that open line of communication. And with this, misunderstanding and miscommunication is common. And it happened both within the company and also online. Because when you are posting stuff online, you're going to have feedback. And that's what is shown here on the right is a negative comment that I got and my response to it. And unfortunately, this happens when you're on social media and you kind of have to plan for it. But I have really tried to look from other people's point of view when I'm reading things and try to make sure that it is very simple and straightforward so that there is no confusion. As far as ethical and cultural considerations, this does kind of go along with what I was already talking about, but I really tried to use inclusive language so that it didn't feel too targeted to one specific group, and so people didn't feel left out if they are struggling with certain things. Inclusive language is extremely important. I also really tried to understand the disparities that are faced by women and how different it is between women and men, and I tried to be sensitive to that. As far as educating without fear, there's so much fear in today's world, and we wanna make sure that we are empowering women instead of bringing in a lot of fear, so that's something that I really tried to do. As far as health literacy goes, there are people on so many different levels, and the articles that I'm pulling stuff from are very scientific, and even I have a hard time understanding them at times, and so I have to figure out how to translate that into something that's really simple to digest and is understandable. As far as achievements and impact, I really wanted to show our analytics on TikTok and Instagram. So this is our TikTok, and as you can see, there's been growth all around in the past 60 days, which is great. There has definitely been a lot more interaction, and we are really happy to see that. And here are a couple of things that I posted on our Instagram as well. And as you can see, there has been pretty good reach, which is great. So we know that we are reaching our target audience and things are getting shared and people are getting the education and the help and the support that they need. As far as growth, my personal growth, it has really helped me to understand women's health issues on a deeper level. Of course, I already understood it somewhat before with being a woman, but there are so many things that I didn't know about. And I think my empathy and my desire to advocate for women has grown immensely during this. In addition, I have seen the need for clear communication, both within companies and on social media. It can be really easy to say something that you don't mean and then have to backtrack. And so I think I have learned to think a lot more before I say things. As far as professional growth, I have had the opportunity to use both Canva and CapCut, and I have really excelled in those and learned so much about them, which has been great. With that, I've created evidence-based content and learned how to communicate more effectively. Also with collaboration, I've been able to see how to professionally approach people or professionally talk to people and communicate their message. The lessons that I've learned, these three really stood out to me. The first being power of community. I've seen how community can affect these women who are all coming together with the same struggles, and we have an advocacy group, and it's amazing to see the empathy and the support within that, and so I've loved being able to see how amazing that community is. Also, the importance of empathy and advocacy kinda goes along with the power of community, but there's so much importance in relating to one another and coming together and really just striving to create better outcomes for everyone. And lastly, ensuring reliability and credibility. This is so important because there's so much misinformation out there. Even when I was trying to create different content, there was misinformation and things would have to be clarified for me. And that's really scary as someone who might not understand how to find that credible information. And so we need to ensure that we are being a good source of proper information. As far as my future goals, this has really reignited a passion for women's health. I mean, I've always had a passion for women's health, but I feel like it kind of dwindled because there's so many important things out there. But this has really just opened me up to it so much more and showed me the disparities that so many women face. And so with that, I think it's important to advocate for research on women because there isn't a lot of research out there on so many topics within women's health. And with that, I would love to design and implement health programs focused on improving women's health and overall just improve health outcomes for women. So to conclude, I want to talk about how much this internship has impacted me. On a personal level, it has led to a lot of growth and just realizations about so many different things, and it'll be really helpful for my current life and for beyond. Professionally, I was able to gain great experience and better understand what I want for my future career. Ultimately, though, it has led to a greater passion for lifelong learning and service because I want to continue to educate myself on the disparities that women face. And in addition, I hope to be an advocate for those that might not have a voice in that area. I am extremely grateful for this experience with Alpha Health, and I hope I am able to continue to use these things that I've learned throughout this process in my future in public health. Thank you.